All right, Coach Frye, another huge week for you guys at the Tiger Paw Invitational. Seems like every week something record-breaking is happening for your team, and this past week it was Quincy Hall again breaking his own record in the 400 meters, down to 45.72. Seems like he's getting better and really rounding into form as the postseason arrives for your team. What did he do to really execute that race last Friday?
Well, he had to do a lot on his own because he really was the top seed in America, and the way track works, you know, if the top two seeds get to race each other, and actually that meet was set where he was running against 47-second guys, where everybody else that was the number 2 seed had number 4 seed in the heat, and number 5 seed had number 6, so they had races. So he had to try to run fast without anybody pushing him to a fast run, which is difficult. And so he did a lot. Well, he tried to follow the strategy, but it got difficult. He went through in 21.8, which we asked, and then he took off hard because he's trying to break, because the times had already been ran by 3 other heats prior to him. So he knew that he had to run extremely fast. It wasn't head-to-head. And I'll take Quincy head-to-head versus the people with the time, because basically he's undefeated since his junior year in high school. He had never lost. Actually, he did not lose in that meet because he won his heat, but 2 other ran faster that ran head-to-head versus each other. And so he's a little disappointed in his time, but looking forward to an SEC. So he followed a plan. He just didn't have a contest. So right now he's still undefeated in my book.
Yeah, no, seriously, he, like you said, hasn't lost the heat since his junior year of high school. His performance, not the only one from the weekend that was notable. Women's 4x4 moved to number 3 in the NCAA this year. Just barely lost out to Texas A&M in the final heat of the women's mile relay. Otis dropped time. He's a little closer to maybe securing an NCAA spot next time he's out there in the 800 meters. Jan upped his long jump. You did a lot of good things at Clemson, and it seems like as the regular season wears on, your program and your individual athletes seem to be getting a little stronger.
Well, we are, but it's that time of the year you have to. I mean, this is a very difficult sport, track and field. And then in the SEC, it's just like the other sports, except the fact that the SEC track and field is one sport's won 60 NCAA championships, and there's no other sport that's won that many championships. So the nationwide, we're not one of the best conferences. It's the premier conference around the world of track and field. There are more Olympians out of this sport than any other sports all combined. And so in turn, you get better, but better is required. Otis's performance is, he was running against a guy with the 3rd fastest time in collegiate history in that race, and he got better. Otis beat some people that he hadn't beaten before, but that's required. Jan had a great jump. He had the same mark as 3 other people, tied the distance, which would have made him the winner instead of 2nd place. That's the time of the year that centimeters and inches and tenths of a second and thousandths of a second matter. And so our kids find that in everything that we're doing right now. Tenths of a second in a mile relay. You know, the difference in being the national champion is going to be a second. You know, where do we find that second? That's the girls have to understand that, and they do. And so these next few weeks are getting ready for the conference meet, so you can get a tenth of a second better or 3 inches farther.
Yeah, you mentioned that that's the next big goal is the conference meet February 22nd, 23rd in Fayetteville. You do have the final regular season home meet of the year this Saturday, February 16th. I know a lot of your athletes won't be running. Some of them that are running aren't going to be running their traditional events. But it's that time of year where it's all about not the next regular season meet, but getting ready for that postseason meet. So especially that group that is hoping to go to SECs, score points, and get into NCAAs, what are they working on over these next couple weeks to make sure that they're peaking when we get to Fayetteville?
Well, we're overloading this week so that we can taper next week. Overload is when you either running with less rest, or you're running faster times, and are you running farther distances, such that next week when we don't train so hard, you get a rebound. So it's a science to performance, and so everybody's got an individual workout for them personally. But we are going to have good athletes running. Well, Jan's going to long jump. Eric is going to throw a shot, and Isaiah is going to run the hurdles. He had his first performance this week, which was a pretty good one. Puts him in 7th in the conference, but we got to move him from being 23rd in the country to top 16.
Sure.
And so since he hadn't had races. One tremendous race last week was Miss Parks.
Yeah,
Milan Park had an awesome duel. That was a very good back-to-back run, and we're fixing some things. And she's going to run here. She's going to need the support of the fans as she tries to get in the top 16 in the country. And then we've got a lot of things where kids are still got edge. Our girl high jumpers are still on edge to try to get themselves up to 180. 180 gets you to the NCAA. 5'10", it seems like it's a big number right now in the conference and the country. And then the weekend has us with our banquet and Mickey Barber.
The cross-country banquet.
Yes. So, yes.
You mentioned, the home meet and the importance of the fans, and I know you always like to tell Gamecock fans how important it is that they're here to celebrate your athletes, to support your athletes. I know the atmosphere last week or 2 weeks ago at the last home meet was incredible. It gets rolling at 9 a.m. Saturday. 11 o'clock is the first track event. How important is it that Gamecock Nation is here Saturday and supporting your Gamecocks and pushing the crew through to the conference championship next week?
Well, it's big because this meet has certain athletes that if we get it done, it helps us on a national level. It helps our seeding for us at a conference level. And, you love to be appreciated at home. Charity begins at home. Getting loved by your people. It's Valentine week. The girls they don't know it. They're getting ready to get flowers from everybody and those kind of things. So we've got little special things to try to, so if you got a flower, it's okay. You can bring a flower or a rose. The NCAA might let you give a flower out. Can't get no candy. So we'll give our kids or women that come in the stands a little something special. And we just like to make a special atmosphere here all the time at Carolina. Welcome, wholesome, home. And but we don't want it to be such that other people feel comfortable when they run. We want to be more comfortable than them. So that's why the fans are so important, loud. It's okay to yell at a track meet. It's not a golf tournament or a tennis match. You get to scream at people. And so we got great fans, though. And I appreciate what they've been doing and how they've been coming out to support our kids. Let's do it again this week.
Yeah, we've had great support last 2 weeks. Definitely looking forward to it again on Saturday. Coach Frye, we'll see you Saturday and talk to you again hopefully after some big times at the USC Indoor Open.
Well, come see Mickey Barber. It's going to be her first meet of the year, and she says this may be her last meet running track. The great All-American and national champion and Olympian is going to try to run against some of the young girls here this week. So those that know Mickey, come out and support Mickey also.
There you go. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.